Hey guys, welcome to your sixth, I was gonna say Java game development, but this is Java, Beginners Java. Welcome to your sixth Beginners Java tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be explaining what the parameters after the method name do, and maybe dwelling a bit more into variables. So to start out, we'll do what we do every time by including the package Java app. And then we're going to make our public class, which is called Java app. And then we'll make our main method, public static void main string. There we go. And now it's probably a good idea to explain what static means now to you. Now it's quite hard to explain the static, what it means, but basically what static does is that it gives a method a memory per se, because if you have a normal method like this, public void method, when this method is called upon, a new instance of it is created every single time it's called upon, which means that it's called upon, it runs, and then it's destroyed. Whereas if we make the method static, if I can spell it right, when the method's static, when it's called upon, it will be created, but it will also stay alive per se. It will stay alive in the system and in the system memory. So when it's called upon again, it's already been loaded into the system. And I guess that the purpose of that is that it speeds it up. And also in more complex programs, it can be used as a way of storing. I guess, say if you're making a game, you could save the game and load the game from it. But that's what static means. And now we're going to be making a new method, and we're going to call it add, like we did last time. Public double, because remember, well actually, public int, we'll be working with integers this time. Public int add with empty parameters for the moment. But now in our parameters, what the parameters do is, if you remember last time, we created a new method of our add inside the system out print line statement, and what that did was it ran the method, and we already had our variables declared and it already added the preset ones together. But what happens if we want to add different numbers each time? Well, to do that we're going to need to add something called a parameter. Now a parameter is what this variable, or rather what this method takes parameters every time you call upon it, and it does something with the values that you enter in. So to start with, I'm going to say that the function add requires number A and number B. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a new integer called answer, and we're going to say that is equal to A plus B, and then return the answer. And also within this function we're going to include the system out.println, and we'll print the answer to the screen. Now what this does is that when we make a new instance of this method, it's going to create, we're going to write add, and then we're going to need to enter number A and number B. Now say we enter, I'll do an example actually, or first we're going to make this static so we can call upon it in the main method, and we're going to say add, and if we put empty parameters you can see that we get an error, and this is because if we hover over, it says method add blah 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 cannot be applied to given types, required int and int. So we need to enter two numbers for our computer to add together. So I'm going to say 150. Now if we click run, we can see that in our output we have 150. And now I'll tell you why it's done this again. Is because we've created our method called add, and our add returns an integer which is called answer. Now we've told Java that when our method add is run, it requires a number A and number B, and then within our method we can tell Java to do something with the numbers that the user enters, in this case 150. So when we write add here, it calls upon the add, then our number A, in this case number A becomes equal to 100, and number B comes equal to 50. And then it creates a new variable called answer, and it makes it so that the answer is equal to A plus B, in this case, which is 100 plus 50. It then prints out the answer, and then it just returns the answer. Come to think of it, we don't need to return an int, it could be void, but it doesn't really matter for now. But then you could apply this with multiple numbers. A method can have as many parameters as you like. I'm going to add two more, int b, or int c and int d rather, and then in this I'll just add b, a plus b plus c plus d, and then down here we need to enter two more numbers, so I'll just enter random, completely random, and then when I hit run, as you can see, it's added all those numbers together in one. Now, I'm pretty sure you can see why this is useful in future Java application making. Because when you write a method, you don't want to have to edit the code within the method every time you need to enter new values. So this is why you program parameters to do that for you. And it generally just is, well, I was going to say makes it easier, but it's pretty much essential when you're programming Java to use parameters. But that's it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial I'll probably be teaching you about objects in Java, and that is another huge part of Java which is absolutely essential to know. So thanks for watching, please subscribe to my tutorials, and I will see you in the next one.